Good morning, thanks for joining me again. We have a slightly different class today, something that will just keep you interested. I'm trying to get you to use some equipment that you may have lying around the house which will work just as well. So if you can find yourself a couple of tennis balls and there I have a yoga block, but you can substitute a yoga block for a big book or something. Again, you don't need to use the yoga block, but it'll just help to elevate the glutes when we're doing our shoulder stretches. So as with all of the classes, remember to work at your own level. Remember all exercise carries risk, and just to work carefully. I hope you enjoyed this. This is really good for getting into those knotty bits of the shoulders and in the feet and in the getting into pelvic stability. So I'll talk you through. It's a lovely day. We're going to get cracked on. Okay, fabulous. Right. So I'm going to start with one tennis ball, just popping it down there on the floor, and I'm going to massage the foot. Am I still in shot? Yes. Massage the foot, rolling forwards and back over. Now they say don't work with dogs or children, probably also tennis balls as well. Don't know whether this is a good idea or not now. So yeah, we're just massaging the foot, like so. It's probably this bit's probably better on carpet, so you've got a bit more grip. I'm on the dining room floor here, so a little bit slippy. But it's just nice to just wake up and work on any of those tension points, particularly underneath the arch of the foot. That's nice. And then down towards the heel, and then down towards the fleshy part of the foot at the front. And maybe across those toes as well. That's really nice. And grip the ball and release. A bit like we do in our warm-ups. Grip the ball and release. And then again work down to the paddy part of the foot, onto the ball of the foot, down into the arch, and work around those little areas. So if you've got one of those drying balls that you get in the tumble dryer, they would work as well, although they're going to be quite prickly, a bit like when we've done pickleball workouts. It's quite a shock. It takes a while to sort of get adjusted to that feeling. So just massaging around, and of course engaging the core, keeping yourselves nice and upright. Lovely. Okay, change the other foot. Same again, balancing on this stabilizing leg, opening up the arch. Oh yeah. Down onto the ball of the foot, that's nice. And then down onto the toes, squishing the toes around the ball. Down to the paddy part of the ball of the foot. And then down into the arch. And then coming down a little bit further. Okay, can you see me? I'm not sure if I'm in shot. I'm just going to come back a bit like so. And then down again. Good. And then maybe go to the other side. That's nice. Down to the ball of the foot, squish the toes around. All the way around. Down to the ball of the foot. Down to the arch of the foot. And then down to the heel, pressing in. And let's change to the other side again. So down into the arch, down into the ball of the foot, and then squishing the toes around like so. I'm just going also down the inner side of the foot, and the outside of the foot, losing the ball, and then coming. So just pass it between. That's nice. On that inside arch, that feels good. And then the outside. Smashing. Lovely. So what I've done is I've put some Pilates inspired moves in, but it's a little bit of muscle release work in as well, using the tennis ball. And then finish here. Okay, lovely. So you're going to need to take your balls with you down to the end of the mat. I'll pop that there a minute, like so. Coming down, and we're going to sit down on the mat. Just check I'm in shot. So still engaging through the core. I'm going to place one foot to one ball to one side for a minute. Nice semi-supine position. Hands down by your side here. And I'm going to roll the ball away. And then coming back down again. So it's a nice opportunity to do some pointing and flexing of the feet, getting that mobilization through the ankles, thinking about keeping this core engaged, shoulders down away from the ears, and rolling through the length of that foot, pointing and flexing the toe and the ankle and the foot. Lovely. Smashing. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Brilliant. Okay, pop him over to the other side. So 1 foot on the floor, table, with the tennis ball underneath that foot, rolling away. Bring it back in towards you, pointing and flexing that foot again. Lovely. And again. Pushing out and away. Still remembering to engage that core. Lovely. And last one. So we're going to add in a little bit of jeopardy now. Taking the hands away from the mat. Nice engaged core here. Breathing in, rolling out. Lovely. 4 more. 4. And 3. And 2. Remember to engage the core. And 1. Lovely. Let's change it over to the other side. And 6 on this side. Ready? Here we go. And 6. Remember to point and flex that foot, engage the core. Keep it nice and stable. 4 more. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Lovely. Coming back up. So we're going to do a little bit of massage with the tennis ball now. We're going to target the piriformis muscle, which is down in here, so at the top end of the hip. So I'm going to sit on it. Now it's not all that comfortable. This top leg is crossing over to get a bit of balance, and you're just creating circular movements into the buttock, and you'll probably notice areas of tension, little knotty areas that we're just working through. Massaging in a circular motion, and then if you go back round the other way, and I won't pretend it's not all that comfortable, but it's nice after. Lovely. And then we'll do the same on the other side. I'm going to come over this side just so you can see. So into the buttock there, like so, top of the hip, top leg crosses over just so that you can get some balance, and just again circular motion. Oh, you're gonna have a sense of humour. Brilliant. Maybe going around the other way, finding those knotty bits. Brilliant. I'm going to come back down to this side now, and we're going to go down the length with the tennis ball, down the length of the hamstring. So from the base of the buttocks down to the base of the knee, avoiding the joints like we do with a roller. And we're just going to roll down the length of the hamstring. Now I'm noticing that because this mat is quite cushioned, there's a bit of, there's less resistance, I suppose, or less massage. If you were on a firmer mat, you would probably get more pressure going into that muscle. So again, like you do with a roller, just releasing tension in the muscles. A little bit of myofascial release. Up and down. Lovely. Let's change to the other side again. Same with the hamstring. So from the lower buttock, I'm going to start actually down by just above the knee, and then work down towards the top of the buttock. So again, lengthening. Remember we talked in class about pastry? This is your pastry moment. Lovely. Again, I think you get more feeling if you're in a firmer mat. My mat's quite soft. And then we're going down beyond the knee now. We're going to work through the calf muscles using that tennis ball. Thinking about your pastry. This is particularly nice for people who are runners, cyclists. If you don't remember to stretch after your exercise, this is quite a nice one to just help get into that muscle tissue release. Nice! Working through any knotty areas. And then I'm going to come over to the other side. Nice bit of abs work going on at the same time. So the other side, actually going from just above the ankle down to just above the knee. So we're avoiding the joints, just working through the muscle tissue. Lovely. And going side to side, working through any knotty bits. Lovely. Okay. So from here, we're going to go down onto our backs. Just check my mic is in the right position. Coming down onto your backs, and we'll just need one ball for the time being. So coming down into a position where your knees are pointing up towards the ceiling, thinking about having that lovely neutral pelvis, and I'm going to pop the ball underneath one foot, and we'll start with a hip opener. So with the ball under the foot of the leg we're working, the knee is just going to drop open and close. But the idea is you keep your pelvis nice and stable, and you're just you're focusing on hip mobility, and that ball is going to add that certain amount of jeopardy into the move, so you're going to have to work a little bit harder on controlling the move. So you breathe out as the leg goes out away from your centre, taking that leg out into a hip opener, but remembering using your glute muscles as brakes. Lovely. So your glute muscles are your brakes, and they are helping to control that pelvic stability. And then you're squeezing the knee, inner thigh, as you come back up to centre. Lovely. 2 more like this. Smashing. And 1 more. Lovely. Coming back to centre. Let's swap the ball underneath the other foot. It's going well so far. I haven't lost any balls yet. Okay. So on the other leg, same again. Focusing on that glute strength in order to maintain pelvic stability and mobilise through the hip joint. So taking that leg opener out, using your glutes as brakes, coming back down to centre and taking the leg out. So if there's any of you who like doing or feel you would rather do chair classes, this is something that can be done on a chair. So for all of my chair classes, you can be sitting with the ball underneath your foot, doing a little bit of hip opener exercises if you don't like lying down. And again, you could be sitting up doing this one. 1 more on this side. Lovely. Coming back to centre. Okay, change now. So the other leg will be doing the hip opener. We're going to keep the ball on the stabilising leg. And this again will make you need to work harder on your pelvic stability, because this leg is just stabilising the rest of your body, and the ball is creating jeopardy into that stability. So the leg goes out, and yes, okay, you're working on the glutes on that side in order to bring the leg back up again, but your subtle pelvic stability on this side is being jeopardised by the tennis ball. Lovely, let's do 2 more on this side. Breathing out and away as the leg goes out. And 1 more. Lovely. And then we're going to swap the ball over, come to the other side. So this leg is stable, this is the mobilising leg. Thinking about that lovely pelvic stability, still maintaining that control through the centre, engaging the glutes as you take those legs out. Here we go. So 6, back to centre, and 5, coming back up, and 4, and 3, and 2, Okay, so the ball is underneath this leg at the moment. So we're going to take this leg out and away into a leg slide. Now you're going to have to make the ball behave and then come back up to centre. A little bit of work in the glutes of the leg that's moving, but focusing on that pelvic stability again. So we're working really hard to centre in here to maintain that pelvic stability. The lower back is in its nice neutral position. Lovely. 2 more on this side. Now I'm noticing calves kicking in a bit here. Adding in a point of flex, the feet get this blood moving. Brilliant. Come over to the other side. So again, ball underneath that foot. Breathing out as the leg goes out and away. You may have to adjust as I'm having to here to just get the ball to behave. Pointing and flexing through the foot. Breathing out as the leg goes out and away. 4 more. 4. Back to centre. Ooh, a bit of a wobble. Lovely. Nice one for the feet as well. And 2 more. And 1 more, coming back. Okay, so keep the ball underneath that foot now. We're going to do a knee fold on the opposite leg, so that having the ball underneath your stabilising leg is again going to jeopardise the stability, so you're going to have to work nice and hard into this core to keep yourselves nice and stable. So this knee is folding into the body and then replacing back down onto the floor. And this is your leg that's a little bit unstable, and you're going to have to work on that stabilisation. Okay, so breathing that as that knee comes in and then tap down the way. Sorry, so you breathe in as the knee comes into the body and breathe out as you tap down. Breathe in. So synchronise your breathing. It's a nice opportunity to really slow down. Bring yourselves into your centre. Focus on the body, on the movement, and just zoning in for a minute, or more likely zoning out from everything outside. Lovely. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Lovely. Coming back to centre. Let's swap that ball over to the other side now. Nearly lost it. Okay, same again. Zoning into that tummy. Breathing in as the knee comes in towards you. Lovely. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Maintaining that core stability. Focusing on stabilising through the pelvis. Lovely. Iron out that wobble. Smashing. 2 more. And 1 more. Don't be tempted to let that lower back arch into the mat. Focus on stabilisation. Lovely. Smashing. Okay. So we're going to now need 2 balls. I've got my other ball under here. We could actually, I'll tell you what we will do. We'll start without the ball to start with. So I've just got the balls on my feet. And we'll go into a shoulder bridge so that you're just getting into the movement and focusing on where you need to bring your attention to. So I'm going to pelvic tilt, press my lower back into the mat, and then peel the vertebrae off the mat. Nice straight lines between the knees and the shoulders. Don't overarch the lower back, engage the glutes. Peel back down again. Remembering not to neglect that lower back down onto the mat again, and again. Pelvic tilt, press the hips up towards the ceiling, peeling the vertebrae off the mat, up towards the ceiling, and then peel back down again. So let's try it with the balls now. So your balance is going to be seriously challenged now. If you're finding that this is too challenging, just do some shoulder bridges without your ball. Okay, here we go. So pressing down, drive the hips towards the ceiling. Are you noticing you're going to have to work much harder on correcting the wobble? Peeling the vertebrae back down again. Try and avoid the temptation to grab hold of the tennis balls. And again, pressing the vertebrae down, peeling, correct the wobble, stabilise. Peeling back down again. So if you want to add in, you can have your hands above your head, and as the hips come up towards the ceiling, bring the hands down in front of you. Here we go. Really focus on this stability, and there's a wobble. And again, really makes you work hard on stabilising through the core. Everything's working hard now. Peeling the vertebrae back down. Lovely, and one more. Driving the hips towards the ceiling, nice straight line between the knees and the shoulders, peeling the vertebrae back down. One vertebra at a time. Don't forget that lower back, Okay. So then we're going to bring the balls up into the glutes. We work those glutes quite hard now. So we're popping them underneath each glute and just sitting and having a little bit of a roll and massage those buttocks. Getting into those muscle tissues, just giving them a bit of a release. And they keep wanting to travel. That's good. Fabulous. Lovely. But then we're going to take both balls further up, and I want you to place them just above the sacrum here. So we're avoiding the spine. We don't actually press the tennis ball into the spine. Either side of the spine and into the lower back just above the sacrum. So I'm going to sit down into it like so, and just allow that tension. Again, I'm noticing being on a softer mat isn't as effective, so actually if you're on a harder mat you'll probably get more benefit. Like so. And that's just nice. It's a bit like sitting on a roller. You just adjust the position so you get the correct position, but again avoid the spine. Lovely. And just hold that down. Breathe. Bringing yourself into your centre, focusing in on your breathing. Breathing into the belly. Lovely. And then remove the tennis balls. And we're going to go up to the shoulders now. So I'm going to sit with my bottom on my yoga block. You don't have to. You could substitute for a couple of large books. It's up to you, but you actually don't need to have a yoga block. It just puts you in a slightly more comfortable position, like so. So that's the position sitting on a yoga block, like so. So with the balls I'm going to pop just underneath the ridges of the upper shoulders. So there's a ridge there and there's a ridge there. So remember, we're going into muscle, not bone. And you'll feel that upper, into the upper shoulder. You have to get them in the right position. There we go. And then just relax down into it. Allow the tension to ease out of the shoulders. So we're nowhere near the neck, we're either side of the neck into the top of those shoulder ridges. And if maybe some of my clients are watching this in their chair, class participants, this can be done sitting on a chair and just using either a tumble dryer ball to massage the sore bits or the tight areas, or a tennis ball works just as effectively. So if you're happy to stay like that, please do. Otherwise, we're going to lift the hands above the head slowly, because this is quite an interesting move. You'll feel that change of the pressure points. So we're raising the hands above the ceiling and then coming back down again. And then back down towards the floor. So we're going quite slowly. Really slowly, we're really taking things down now. And there's no reason why you can't repeat this class in the evening. If you feel you want a nice wind down. Breathing in. Synchronize your breathing. And then breathing out. One more like this. And breathing. And then coming back down. Bringing the hands back down towards your side. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to change the balls now. We're going to take them further down the back. So they need to be about 3 or 4 inches down your spine, position-wise, but we're avoiding the spine. So we're putting it between the shoulder blades, and you'll feel it when you're down on the mat. So you're just underneath the shoulder blades, avoiding the spine. So find the right position for you. Remembering we're on muscle, we're not on bone. No, that's too low. I'm just finding that correct position. Don't work with dogs, pets, children or tennis balls. Okay, I'm going to move myself into position. But this is a firmer. You can actually place your tennis balls in a sock. That just puts them in a nice position. I didn't have a sock with me today. So again, underneath the shoulder blades, avoiding the spine, just into that muscle tissue. I'm going to have to move this one over because he's not right. Okay, and same again, no, he's not right. Hold on. Look at that. So I'm hoping you're having just as much trouble as me. There we go, that's better. Lovely. All right, so we're in the right position. I'll just give you a minute to get your tennis balls in the right position as well. And we're going to go into our shoulder or our arm lift again. So arm float towards the ceiling. So you've got different pressure points again, reaching up towards the ceiling and then coming back down again. Remembering the balls are avoiding the spine and they're on the muscle tissue. So it's just like having a deep tissue massage. Very nice, releasing the myofascia. Slow arm movements. Lovely. We're not rushing this now. It's nice and slow and steady. Smashing. Lovely. And again. Coming back down. So this time, I'm going to take the hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to do a shoulder retraction, contraction. So we're going to lift the fingers towards the ceiling, but we're not going to do it jerkily like we do sometimes. We're going to do it really slowly, and we're going to breathe in as we lift, and breathe out as we lower slowly. And again, breathe in. And breathe out as you lower slowly. breathe in. Breathe out. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. One more, breathing in. Breathing out. And then bring your hands right down towards the side. And then I'm going to come up sitting and release everything. Fabulous. Popping the balls just down to one side, and we'll finish with a nice glute release. Now that feels really funny now. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. You can avoid the knees by placing the hands on the shins, releasing that lower back. Holding that there a moment. And breathing, so breathing in through the nose and breathing out. And then when you're ready, replace your feet back down on the floor. And then come up to sitting in your own time. Lovely. So, I hope you enjoyed that, a little bit different. So remember, you can use tennis balls, they're a little bit itchy, but not too bad. It's probably better if you've got a t-shirt on. Or some of those, what are they called, tumble dryer balls, although they can be a bit prickly. Or if you've got some of those pressure point balls that we've got in class. They're quite good, although quite fierce on the shoulders, but lovely on the feet. So have a little experiment. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.